Welcome back, everyone. So, after my upload today on the tutorial for this design, I realized that the explanation of the overall system here wasn't exactly clear. In fact, after talking to some friends, some people thought I was talking about the Shulker Box loader. So I'm just going to start over and make a better explanation video, and if you want the tutorial, that's in the other video. So what I've got here is what would be considered a typical Shulker Box loader. You've got a design right here, and then the items go into the shulker box, and when it gets full, the hopper will back up, dispense or push down the piston and dispense a new shulker box. Now, to load this thing, you would need as many chests full of empty shulker boxes, or already full ones so I can demonstrate it working, as you do have storage, because all of these need to be filled with shulker boxes. Well, the problem that I had with that is if you're going to do a system like this, and this is only 10 long, in fact, this is for our bulk storage system. This would be going into chests. The item stream was only to show an example. If you were going to have this many items in an order, you would probably have more than these. You wouldn't want to have the same amount of chests, or 25 double chests, for each of these. You know, it would even be 50 in a layout 10 long like this. So, the system I came up with was when it reads the empty hopper, it actually triggers the system and turns on this clock over here, which essentially calls a new shulker box. Now, this chest is empty, so if I'll fill it up real quick, you can see that this is how it works. It actually unlocks the repeater behind the hopper, and then the new shulker boxes flow in nicely, and then all of the excess ones get shot back into the system. Now, to further explain what all this system does, you can see that the system over here is broken. It's run out of shulker boxes. If I fill it with new ones, nothing will actually happen. You see the dispenser will be loaded, but it won't actually start until you trigger it somehow, which is incredibly difficult to do in a system as complex as this. In fact, you'd have to come in from behind and maybe use cauldrons to get a smaller output, and it would be an overall mess. So that's what this blue circuit down here takes care of. When it detects that one of the hoppers is empty, I'm going to pick on this guy again. It actually it unloads it, it fills up the hopper, and then when it's full again, it triggers a monostable to actually power dispenser and put a new shulker box in place. And in that way, it can continue filling, and the system will work as normal. Now, to clear up some of the confusion, I believe part of the reason that people thought I was talking about this system was I wanted to demonstrate that this system will be filling in slowly like this. This would be like a typical dispenser in a main storage system, and it would be filling in and storing as usual, and these would all be emptied out at their own unique rates. So to have a system that locks all of the hoppers and unlocks it when one's empty is a really nice way to not have to have tons and tons of storage, at least for each of these. Because while you will need a lot of storage somewhere, this is only one double chest, but you would need plenty more to actually keep this thing lively, because if it runs out, then you've got a problem. Um, you can just have all of that storage somewhere else, feeding all of these different things, rather than having all of the storage right behind it. You can see in this problem, if the one next to this dispenser is completely empty, these aren't going anywhere. These are going straight into this dispenser and none of them are shared. So the idea for this was to store these somewhere else, and then all of them are fine. Because if you're going to have stone up front and then dirt in the back, and you're mining a perimeter, you're going to get a lot more stone than dirt. So that hopefully clears that up. One last detail I didn't mention in the video is when you lock a hopper, it's no longer checking for items. So even though it's empty, nothing will actually fill into this hopper because it is because it is locked. So none of these are going to pick up anything, which means the hopper is actually a lot less laggy because the hopper checks 20 times a second if there is an item above it. But if it's locked, it doesn't check. So it's actually really good for the server and your computer to not have all of that excess lag. Now, I mention that because this is an optional feature. You could have it so that you take out these torches altogether, just like so, and then you might have to actually remove this system because all of the shells, all the shulker boxes will fill up, but these ones will fill in first. So that's more of a preference thing. I would prefer only the empty ones get filled and all of the other ones just stay locked, but you know, this system is very malleable and you can change it however you want. So hopefully that clears up exactly what this system does. I'm going to reset it because it's fun to watch. That should have worked. It would appear as though my observers have powered on. Can I update this? I'm not sure what's wrong here. Whatever. Observers are buggy in 1.11. Now, to sum up this whole video here, I hope this helps clear things up and explains exactly what this system does in better detail, because I really do think that this is a very useful system, especially for a mass sorting system like we will have on our server. And I'm definitely going to use this. As with the last video, the wiring here is a prototype. This was my first attempt, and I'm quite happy with it. I don't think it can be much smaller, but the idea is to save on lag, so if you think you can compact it and keep it as lag friendly as possible, send me a world download or a picture. I'd love to check these things out. But that's it for me, and thanks for watching.